Tony D and Little Joan somewhere in the house, and this is your Screenwriter's Rant on Homestead by Angel Studios, starring Neal McDonough, about a post apocalyptic world where one guy is prepared. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, the links are in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 16, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So the world comes to an end, but in the Rockies, there is a place called Homestead where Neal McDonough has been preparing for this moment. And a few people somehow get there, but everybody wants in, and then the drama is, will they just shoot everybody who comes to the gate, or will they help them? What's going on? Christmas. That's a very Christmassy movie. December 20th. The interesting thing about it is the thing after the credits, but we'll get into that in a second, or after the trailer, I should say. So, this is going to be a drama about should these people who were prepared for the end, Neal McDonough, he needs people, but he didn't need that many people. And people outside the gates are starving. Should they share their food, or should they, shoot people who try to break in? It's one of these ethical dilemmas. What would you do? It's a problem. I think, if this actually happened, I think the people inside the compound, they'd probably end up shooting people because, maybe you let in 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, and then you realize if you let in, 1,000 people, there'll just be nothing left. And everybody will starve as opposed to just the people who weren't prepared. And then, of course, there's the idea, do you let people in with useful skills and let other people stay outside who have no skills? So it's interesting, I guess. The problem with these dramas, as I see them, scripting them, is you can't just pick one way, right? So if the movie turns into like a siege where they're just mowing down anybody who comes near the gate, that's kind of a depressing film. Eventually, if it's the opposite where they let everybody in and everybody ends up starving, well, that's not a great ending either. So what you end up with is, I think, a movie where they try to do both and show you all the sides to the argument that's within the movie, and then somehow they come up with a happy medium. Like they let some people in, and then other people who are evil get shot at the gate, kind of thing. But of course, life isn't like that, and that's not the way it would really pan out, But that's the way movies pan out. The people who deserve it survive, and the people who don't deserve to survive die. But it's not a bad idea to do a realistic end of the world thing. It's just not going to have a very satisfying ending, in my view. So, first act, the world is coming unglued, and several of the characters are at their houses, and they're watching stuff on the news, and then there's a nuclear strike, and oh my god. So somehow they know Neal McDonough, and they get to his compound, and he's like, welcome to Homestead. Oh, this is all going to work out perfectly. And at first, it's like, okay, they're going to have to learn how to farm and use a gun and blah, 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 blah. And they do. But sure enough, as the second act progresses, people start showing up at the gate. And at some point, Neal says, we have enough people, and they start turning them away. But they start saying, we're starving out here, and we didn't prepare anything, and we're a-holes. Please let us in. And Neal says no, but then the people outside start to sabotage Homestead, and they have to defend it. And that goes back and forth throughout the rest of the movie. And then his wife is like, "Oh, I feel bad for these people. Let them in." And then at some point, I think they let some of them in, and I don't know. Maybe they start doing the math and saying, "Oh, okay, we could afford to let another 200 people in or whatever." But people fight their way to Homestead only to find the gate closed, and they're mad, and they have guns too. And then some of those people are a-holes, so it's okay to shoot them in the movie terms and whatever. So the ending, well, it could be that Neal lets everything go to his head, and he becomes a tyrant, and then he dies, and in the end he redeems himself, something like that. I'm not sure it would go that way. It seems to be one of the characters dies or is severely injured. Maybe he shows him the way and dies in the process, and Neal changes his ways. I don't know. Again, it's not going to be a satisfying ending. Or the war ends and now Neal's under arrest because, society didn't really crumble. It just sort of went haywire for a few months and now it's back to normal. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go with it. But again, I don't know what the satisfying ending for this is. Unless you cut to 100 years later and Homestead has saved the country and saved humanity. Something like that. Would I watch it? It's from Angel Studios. Maybe. I don't know if I'd go to the theater, but here's the interesting thing. One of the reasons I might do it is they're having a contest. And if you pre-order a ticket, you get entered into a contest where you could win basically a prepper's dream. You win a bunch of stuff, including Black Rifle coffee. All kinds of stuff. You get a Bitcoin, one of these post-apocalyptic vehicles, and a little house. So basically you win a place to escape to when society crumbles, which is a pretty good win. I mean, you basically win in a house and a bunch of stuff to keep you going in the apocalypse. That's kind of cool. That might be worth the price of a ticket, a chance to win that. Especially if you're going to see the movie anyway. So this is a way Angel Studios is getting people to watch their movies. And I don't think it's a bad idea. Why doesn't Hollywood do something like this? I don't really consider Angel Studios part of Hollywood. It's kind of outside of it. This is a good idea. Gets people excited. All the money the studios have, they could be giving away cars and houses and all kinds of crazy things to go see their stupid movies. Then people might go. Even if the movie's not that great, but the contest sounds kind of cool. I mean, Homestead sounds okay. I think it's the sort of movie I would watch on a Sunday back in the day on TV and kind of half watch it. I don't think I'd make it to the end, but I don't know, for a contest where I could win a prepper's dream, maybe I might order some tickets and go to the movie. I mean, it's definitely something to think about. It makes me think about ordering a ticket. I'll tell you that. It makes me think about it. So, if they had this contest for one of the Batman movies or something, I'll tell you what needs a contest. Captain America 4. Oh, God. Yeah, you should have a contest. Should give away comics and action figures, and then you might actually get some of the fanboys to come back out. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan somewhere in the house. Today, I'm at the Indie Author event at the Bridgeton Public Library in Bridgeton, New Jersey. That's from 12 to 3. And then tomorrow I'll be at Groovy Graveyard from 11 to 4 in Asbury Park. Hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.